Well, howdy, tubers. Well, it's Sunday after church, and I'm, uh, well, doing a little bit here, and I thought, well, I better uh, get a little video out here of what I've started on, and what I guess it didn't mess up. I just didn't remember my story of my life now, but I'll show you what that is first. Well, I didn't rivet this end, so that way people will know to remember. And I know I said it on the other wing about doing it, but all I got to do is drill out the rivets. Well, of course, I just drill them out enough to get the head off, and then take a pair of pliers and work them out of the backside. That way you don't elongate the hole any. So I'll do that after a bit, and then get on with it. But I wanted to show you what I'm going to do, or what I've already done on here, to so that I can mark the holes on the flange here on the bottom of the wingtip skin. See if it's going to show up. Which Adventures of Tan Yukai had a good idea too, but I've done it this way before, but I think his idea is pretty good too. But let's see. Okay, well there you can see. I just draw a line to the hole, and of course in this case, that my line where it, let's see, the line where it stops is 3 inches exactly to the center of that hole. And of course you run so once I put let's see, I guess we can maybe use this as the skin. Well, it won't be good, but okay. Once you put the skin, that wingtip skin over it, this is a rib for the trailing edge. Maybe not the right one, but well, I think it is. Anyways, once you put that wingtip over there and tape it down, or however you want to hold it there, well, then just draw your line over there. In that case, come over from that mark, and just accurately move your line over onto here and mark it. And then after you get those all done onto that bottom tip rib, well, then you can probably either go ahead and just take the rib off, or take the tip off and drill it, or however you want to do it. But of course, drill those holes in there. And now I'm going to say, for the scratch builder, I'm not going to say it'll work out better, but for one thing, you get a cleaner hole, because you should drill all this stuff to a 40 first, or 3/32, and then when you go through and do this, and then when you go through there and do that, and if the holes don't quite line up, well, then when you go back and drill them to a 30 or 1/8 inch, which you should be using a number 30 drill bit for these rivets, because it's just slightly bigger than an 1/8 inch bit. If everybody's having trouble using an 1/8 inch bit and wondering why the rivets don't go in quite right, well, that's why you need to use a number 30 drill bit. Anyway, so once you drilled if you're doing it as a scratch builder, you should drill all your holes to a 40 first, and once you get everything all together, then go back and re-drill them to a 30, and then you got a nice cleaner hole. So I will get that tip taped on here. Maybe I'll do that right now and get a video of that. Let's see. Well, I don't know which way this camera's going now. Okay. Well, this might end up looking goofy on the TV. I don't know. Anyways, let's tape this on here and see what it looks like. Okay, first off, yeah, you can see the line that I drew on this tip rib, and I'm lined up with it. Now, this cleco here goes into the leading edge skin, the bottom skin, and then into the angle of the spar. And that hole is this hole is I guess just kind of an alignment hole for that Hummel puts in there. And then of course I just taped it back here. And so then we'll go down there and may have to put a little bit more tape on there just to hold it up there somewhat flush. And I'm sure that flange on here will need to be tweaked just a little bit so it'll be flatter. But at least for right now, if I just did like maybe 3 or 4 holes and then get it clecoed on there, then it'll be a little bit more stable, and then go back and go ahead and do the other holes. So, and I'm going to go ahead and drill this top hole here to hold it in place without having to worry about just the tape. So, let me do that. I think I'm going to back up a bit before I do that. I think what I'm going to do is get this wingtip skin on there, because if this edge here don't line up with this, well then my holes won't be right. So if I get this all clecoed on there, that'll kind of line everything up for where it needs to go, and then we'll just go from there. So let's do that. Okay, well, in doing so, of course I'm okay with it, but in doing so, that rib does not line up with my mark anymore. But you can push it back. So, yeah, there we go. You can see there that you can see the back edge of that in that hole, but you can push the rib back where you can drill it, and then I think that'll be okay. Don't need to worry about hitting the line on that rib that I did. And now the rest of this looks pretty good. But I haven't drilled these on the bottom yet either, or at least drilled a couple holes. So we may do that and see if that helps this any. I don't think it will, but I think you just have to push that back. And getting these on the top, because when you take those clecos out of that on the top, that rib will pop out because there's nothing holding it there. But I tell you, little Harbor Freight awl sure comes in handy to get in there and get the hole aligned, and then you can get the cleco next to it and then go on down. And I slipped this under the leading edge skin. For right now, it probably really doesn't matter, but I did it anyways. So, let me go ahead and mark those holes on this tip skin underneath there, or mark those lines on there, and then I can drill those holes. let me say, I would do that with the stand, or with the tripod thing, but I don't think it's too high to go underneath there, and not a lot of light. So let me get going. Okay, I got it off, and I marked these 3 places and center punched them. And now I can either use my roper punch or drill it. So maybe I'll get my roper punch on that. Okay, roper punch that hole. See if we can do one for the camera. Ta-da! If I got it. Well, I got the hole anyway. And save on shavings and not near as much deburring. And save on drill bits. There we go. Now let's cleco this bad boy back on there. Okie dokie, that didn't take long, and I tweaked that rib back some, and I may just mark on that and see what kind of edge distance, but all them holes lined up just like they were supposed to. Or the ones that I got. I still got to mark all the rest of them. So, actually, you know, you could probably go ahead and take off, once you got that aligned, just take off this top piece, and then if you got a number 30, in this case, if this was a scratch built, you'd use a 40. And a 12-inch one, you could just go right down through here and just drill the rest of those holes. And I think that's what I'll probably do. Then I won't have to go ahead and mark those lines and do it. I'll just back drill it from this side once, because the clecos are down there holding that rib in place. And so we ain't got to worry about these top ones until I get the bottom ones drilled. So I think that's what I'll do. Oh, yeah, well, as you can see, I went down and got the tripod and brought it back up here to do this. Hope everybody enjoyed the video of working on Matt's Ultra Cruiser last night. I enjoyed going down there and seeing him and helping him with his airplane. Oh, I wanted to say to I guess either the kit builders or the scratch builders, if you get these 12-inch number 30 drill bits, at least what I've found so far, they're not number 30, they're 1/8 inch. So after you drill them with a 30 or with this 1/8 inch, then you just tickle a hole with a number 30 drill bit. But I'm going to put the piece of wood underneath here to hold it, so I don't drill too big a hole in my finger. Put a cleco in there. Guess I can put it in the top. Almost got my finger. I missed the hole. Or I got the hole, but I missed where it was with the piece of wood. Actually, I did get my finger, but not. It just slid by. I'm sure this is getting boring, just drilling holes, but this is sure a little faster than. Now I know I got it. A little faster and easier than drilling those, or marking those lines. So I would suggest just do like 3 of them on the bottom, and that'll get you started. And then go ahead and take that top piece off. This don't matter. Flopping around right now. And I hope some people aren't mad about the longer videos when I've always wanted to do shorter videos so that it wouldn't taking everybody's time. So if you could leave some comments, and also hit that like button. So, well, I guess if you like it, if not, I guess don't hit the like button. Hit the don't like button. And I'll go ahead and get this back on. And before I'm gonna go too much further, or I mean I got them all, but before I like pull that off, deburr and everything, I'd best go ahead and get, yeah, that's the one. I best go ahead and get this on there. So, but I think that'll be a long enough video because it's going to take a long time for that to, oh yeah, 17 minutes. So get this off of here, turn this bad boy off, and get over here to my little buddy Spike and tell everybody to hit the like button if you like it for the longer videos or whatever. And we'll get back to doing this wingtip with another video later. There you go, and God bless.